Feel down? There are times, in our lives that, we are going to feel down, feel upset, right? Perhaps it was a bad day at work, bad day at school. Maybe you got that speeding ticket. There's any number of reasons as to why we can feel down. So what do we do when we feel down and those negative feelings just begin to arise within us? Some may turn to food. Some may read a book or watch a movie. Perhaps you seek laughter from an old friend. But do these activities or distractions really and truly lift our mood? No, they really don't. They merely direct or redirect our attention from what is truly causing our suffering from that particular event or the events of the day. Maybe it was like a whole cascade of events. And as you recall from some of our previous talks, you know that the cause of suffering is us. It's not some external force. It is us. It's our desires, our cravings, our expectations of how we want things to turn out. So we are the root cause of all of our suffering, including those down days. So let's take, for example, that speeding ticket. Maybe you woke up late for work. Maybe there was road construction going on, along your travels. And finally you get this nice open stretch of road and you hit the accelerator just a little bit, right? Just to try to make up some lost time. Not sure what lost time is, right? But I'm not sure what that really means, lost time. You really can't lose time. But you accelerate, right? You're aware of the posted speed limit, but you decide to risk it anyway, right? I mean, after all, come on. We've all done it before, right? Did a little bit of speeding and not get caught, right? And not get caught. But what was your want or desire, right, that precipitated you speeding along this road? No, you simply wanted to get to work on time, right? So you weren't late for a meeting. Maybe you've gotten a couple warnings from your boss for showing up late. It could have been Friday, and Friday was donut day, and you wanted to get your favorite donut. Many reasons as to why you could have chosen to speed. Perhaps it was just impatience as well. But you had the expectation to not being pulled over, right? So your want or your desire resulted in getting pulled over and resulted in your suffering. So not that you are expecting something different. The police officer probably is going to give you a ticket. And so now, as a result of your speeding, you certainly are late for work, right? No question about it. You certainly are. Plus, depending on the speed, you certainly got yourself a speeding ticket, and then not to mention the increased car insurance rates, right? For the next, 3 years? Yeah, speeding will do that to you. So that momentary impatience, right, for those donuts on Friday caused you some additional suffering that was unnecessary, right? So not being mindful, rushing, and not being truly present in that present moment resulted in our feeling down. And I'm sure there could have been some other feelings going on as well as feeling down, but paying a speeding ticket certainly is enough to bring you down, right? See, when we're referring to suffering in Buddhism, right, and in mindfulness, for that matter, it's not always those big grandiose events, right, that precipitate our feeling some kind of way. But most often, they're just the run-of-the-mill type of life events. Speeding tickets, the store being out of your favorite food, something like that. Just the common everyday events can lead to suffering like that. But let's consider another example, all right? One that's a little bit more long-term in duration, and that could be your health, right? As we get older, we do tend to discover more health issues, and they certainly begin to arise as we get older. It could be something, high blood pressure, right? Knee or joint pain, or even perhaps heart disease, right? And a contributing factor in all or most of these ailments, are weight and physical activity, right? And so we go visit our doctor, and maybe you're prescribed high blood pressure medication and advised to increase your physical activity to lose weight. And then the doctor telling us what we need to do, right, as a result of our own inactivity to correct these ailments that we have in our body, can make us feel down, right? Because we weren't mindful of our bodies in the past. Now, this is certainly not by any means, there's other contributing factors to, medical diagnosis, but something to consider, right? Physical activity. And so, but again, we have increased our own suffering because, we had that expectation, long ago that our health would remain in good condition throughout our life, but without being mindful of our bodies as well, resulted in our suffering, joint pain, heart disease, and so forth. And so, if we are the cause of our own suffering, how do we liberate or at least minimize our suffering? We can embrace compassion towards ourselves and others. So, for example, referring back to that speeding ticket, when we get that speeding ticket, do we fault the police officer? Well, if we do, right, if we do blame him for or her giving us that ticket, then we are not exhibiting right thought, right? We're not exhibiting right action. We are not exhibiting right mindfulness either, right? Or in other words, we are not practicing good judgment. It's not his fault. Think about why this individual became a police officer. It was to help people, right? And think as a result of speeding, that could have been an accident, right? So our own actions could have resulted in a traumatic event, right? And so we offer the police officer compassion and gratitude, right? Compassion. Wow, he's got a really tough job. I can empathize. I can have compassion towards his tough job. He doesn't know who I am, and he's coming up to me, right? As I sit there waiting for him. And we can also offer him gratitude because we don't know what those future events could have been. It could have been something traumatic or tragic. And he may have had to respond to you in a different manner as a result. So we can offer them compassion and gratitude as well as compassion for ourselves. Wow, I did not exhibit or act on with right thought, right mindfulness, or right actions as a result. Going back to the doctor in our weight, right? The doctor's duty is to help you, right? That's why they became the doctor. They don't want to give you bad news, right? They're there to make sure that you live as healthy as you can by giving you honest information, right? That's why they became doctors, to help people who need help. So again, we can offer them compassion and gratitude. Compassion in the sense that maybe some people would react to them very negatively upon getting, bad test results. And we can offer them gratitude as well, right? Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. So when we offer compassion for doing our best, or for others doing the best that they can, they are looking out for our well-being as well. And when we know that somebody is looking out for our well-being, there's nothing to be down about, right? Wow, we have someone who cares about us. We may not think so necessarily at that time, right? As that officer is writing a speeding ticket, right? We may not think that they care, but they do. And so we all want someone who cares for us. And these are just two examples, right? And there are plenty of examples out there, from your parents, your siblings, friends, co-workers, even a stranger, right? Maybe you take the train to work and he offers you a seat. Right? So when you change your perspective from one of negativity to one that is embracing and accepting, you're only left with that joyful feeling of connection towards many people than you really realize who care about you. And this is how we can use mindfulness to help us grow in our everyday lives. And with that, my friends, thank you for listening, and I wish you a day of peace and ease.